Hello YouTube, Saki here with the first UtaView of Kami Boba. And also, excuse this cat, I tried to get her out of my lap, but she won't go. So, anyway, let's begin. Alright, Kami Boba, created by YouTuber Ebola Ranger and voiced by Inu Tomboyo 15. The name refers to the fact that she's apparently the goddess of boba green tea, and as you can guess, it's also her character item. Am I the only one picturing a little ghost floating up out of my tea now? Duh! Anyway, it turns out this came about because her creator was drinking boba tea, which is kinda odd, but then I'm the girl that named her character Sakura just because Naruto happened to be on when I first thought of her. Shut up, I was 11! Moving on, her model is 3. Yeah, the little smiley face. As it turns out, Kami was originally just a pitchloid of Hatsune Miku, but was soon given her own voice bank. Take a quick look at her personality, ditzy and hyper and always seeking fun, and is apparently tsundere. Now for the outfit design. Gumi-esque hair with gimpy pigtails. I know this might be a little nitpicky, but I feel like her hair, with its greenish hue and twin pigtails, may have been derived from her origins as a pitchloid. And it doesn't really help that the only 2 full-body pictures I have of her are drawn from Miku bases. Kami, I'm drawing you a picture. Deal with it. Anyway, her outfit is a pretty simple Sailor Fuku-esque Derivian and oh god, tiny skirt! But yeah, nothing to really go into detail on. Is that the otoing is pretty good for the most part, except on certain notes, but not really unbearable, just a little irksome. But I'm just going to focus on the basic voice. In palette, she sounds a lot higher and squeakier than Bad Apple, but I have to admit that she does very well at hitting higher notes. There's no noticeable squeal, and the song is pretty nicely done, except the mixing. Oh god, the mixing. But that's another story, never mind, anyway. Her voice flows very nicely, it's just, I'm sorry, the voice sounds more like it belongs to a younger character. I don't agree with it. A lower, more mature voice, in my opinion, would fit the design better, but maybe I'm just being nitpicky. So how about we test the voice for ourselves? Well, unfortunately, she doesn't have aliases, which bugs me to pieces, so I'll probably add them myself when I'm less lazy. Also, Jesus, why the hell have only some of them been rendered? You are tearing me apart, Kami Boba! Well, I picked my Aria USC to use her with, and following the creator's orders, I used flags G-17. Listening through, there's a few things you immediately notice. Besides the fact that there's no sample for D, Kami's O's sound an awful lot like A's, don't they? But for the record, I love the way she sings the end. Her voice is actually very nice for this song. And yeah, the otos. You know, I've decided something. I'm gonna fix the otos of voice banks that definitely need tweaking. But moving on, she's good at higher notes, right? So how are the low notes? Pretty good, but with a noticeable slur. But most voices get that on lower notes, especially when they're initially recorded higher. But here's the problem I noticed. Change the sampler, and the voice has to recreate FRQ maps, which makes working with it not so fun. I stayed up late last night trying to get Kami to sing Corruption Garden, but the rendering took way too long, over an hour almost, and she didn't even get halfway through the song, so I quit and went to bed. And yeah, the voicer obviously didn't use a rec list that contained English-friendly syllables. There's no we, d, t, c, anything like that. Also, there's a bit of a problem with recording consistency. The samples jump between notes, and while the overall voice is powerful, a few samples were recorded a little too gently for the rest of the bank. It's not like it affects the way it plays, but you can kinda tell sometimes. In any case, Kami doesn't have any particular hiccups or problems, just needs some oto work. A nicely handled voice. The only significant problems I found with Kami were more correlated to my personal taste than anything else. The voice has a pleasing quality and sound, and handles most notes well. All in all, it's a voice I recommend adding to your library. Even though I can't stand making her sing as high as her creator insists. I'm sorry, it just bothers me. The UtaView wiki page states it's not really Kami unless she's set at G-17 or G-18, but I like her much better around G-10 or 11. Anyway, I did a bit of oto tweaking. However, unless Kami's creator gives me permission, I won't be distributing it. I just don't want to cause any problems. So that wraps up this UtaView. I'll send you off with a newly otoed Kami Boba song and an original, non-Miku-based picture. Make sure you keep checking in. Next week's review of Sora Hero.